Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We are in the grand finals for the EU version of this tournament, and Penta eSports will be duking it out against Team Singularity for this final stand in this best of 5. All of the games have been played possible. Penta eSports coming with a 1-game advantage and only winning 1 game for now. The Polish team really giving them a run for their money, showing off that the winners brackets win for Penta eSports may have just been a fluke, as they win a best of 3 already. 2-1 is the score, and Singularity trying to make the run of their life with a 3-1 score, trying to beat Penta eSports in this last game. Hello to all the new viewers that are probably coming from DreamHack, as their internet went down as well. Seems like it's just a bad internet day for Dota, but you know, it's a good thing that you guys get to watch this amazing final, at least for the final game. Before we do get into the draft, though, allow me to present you guys our sponsor, XBet, as they offer live betting on all ProDota Cup matches, offering the best odds and the highest payouts. Win with XBet, use bonus code BOUNTYX, deposit, and get €100 free. And at the end of this game, we will have one of the giveaways for XBet, so stay tuned before we do close the stream. Now, before we get into the game, allow me to present myself. My name is DSwordfish. Feel free to follow me on Twitter if you've enjoyed the cast until today, as we will be posting the replays later on without all these internet cuts. And I will be putting the replays up on Twitter with the respective links in my tweets. And of course, today I'm actually being joined for the final match by Vätte. Finally back. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello everyone, and it's pretty interesting to see the draft on side of Penta eSports. Venomancer, Sand King, and Shadow Shaman. It feels like this guys really wants to win, and they're going for some kind of a pushy strat with the Serpent Things and Plague Words from Venomancer. Pretty interesting pick from their side, and lanes seem to be very strong. Yet from side of a Team Singularity, we see already an Earthshaker and Disruptor. It feels like it's going to be a lot of good teamfight potential from their side. Yet I'm not sure if they will be able to beat Penta on lanes, because it's really hard to deal with Venomancer on the lane, and he's pretty strong. Shadow Shaman, one of the strongest supports at the moment. Yet here comes the Drow Ranger for Singularity. Cheesy draw strat.
Now, we saw this last game as well, but it was actually Penta who ran it. Did not work well for them, as Team Singularity instead decided to run a Lycan, and they say, hey, I can't get my melee pusher, it's all good, I'll get my range pusher instead. Combine it with the Disruptor to give you a lot more, pressure, because the Glimpse can help you out whenever someone is close to you. In this case, for example, the Monkey King, the Earthshaker to give you enough team fight, and now you can combine it with any sort of mid lane hero, like for example, Shadow Fiend, Puck, all these heroes. Wind Ranger, actually even better, something Singularity loves running and goes really well on the pushing idea, and of course can also stop the Monkey King by destroying his trees. Penta eSports, though, picking up these heroes. What do you think? A Monkey King probably played in the, I want to say, off-lane position here for them?
Yeah, maybe it's going to be an offlane, yet there is a Sankey, and he probably also wants to contest for this position. Maybe we will see Monkey King on a position 4. There are a huge variety of roles on which this hero can be particularly played. I'm not sure how well will he do, though, against the Team Singularity, because they got a very decent kiting potential, and Monkey King really relies on being close to his opponent, so he'll be able to stack up the Jinko Mastery. But for these purposes, you got a Shadow Shaman plus tanking on his side, and Venomancer, but from side of Team Singularity, there is already a Shackle Shot, Wind Run, so Nisha most likely will be a bit of an immortal hero, especially at the beginning of a game. Plus they got Kinetic Field, Glimpse, a lot of things to zone out Monkey from Drow Ranger, but maybe Penta will pick up something else to get close to this woman with a bow. Yet they got only the mid lane left, as far as I understand.
Well, the mid laner probably for Penta is the only thing they have left, unless they want to run the Venomancer again in the position, as Blazemon did in that second game. Honestly, after watching this best of 5, every best of 5 is almost its own meta, and we'll see if Penta eSports wants to run similar drafts, or if it's going to be another one of those... or this time they want to run Venomancer in the carry position, Monkey King offlane, and pick something in the mid lane that might help him out a bit more to actually get that snowball going. After all, you still have a lot of good picks. The OD actually comes to mind as a decent one against Wind Ranger and Drow Ranger, because of how useful Astral Imprisonment can be up against both of them. And also the glimpse actually stopping initiation for the glimpse to some degree. You still get glimpse back, but you can actually get the safety, I suppose, of not being in the kinetic field for too long. You could also go for, in this case, Blazemon. A bit of a lone druid, does love playing that hero in the mid lane. But of course, against Drow Ranger might be a bit weak, as the lone druid shouldn't deactivate the marksmanship. Theory, unless that's bugged out. And now let's see if Penta eSports run, well, what they run in that mid lane. I can't really see much of... I mean, you could go for a carry that actually goes against Drow pretty usefully. A Tinker would have been really good, actually. A Juggernaut, for example, or a Lifestealer that can jump onto the Drow might be useful. Or you might even want to run the Monkey King in the carry position, a Venomancer mid lane, and now go for an off-laner yourself. The possibilities for Penta are kind of endless. And Singularity will finish off the draft with just a simple Rubik. Pretty good hero. Position 4, though, so he's going to have some more impact this game.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Plus, there are a lot of useful spells to steal from side of Penta eSports, yet I'm not sure how successful he will be. And here comes the Spectre. Huh, interesting pick from side of Penta eSports.
Well, so it is going to be a... Actually, oh, Monkey King support. Okay, so offlane Sanking. Alright, that's something we haven't seen in a while. They do believe in the Monkey King support. At least that's still a relevant pick. However, what I do like about this draft, we were talking about some sort of carry that can close the gap. It's really hard to find one because, of course, a lot of the carries can just get blown away by the dust. But Spectre, one of the few ones that actually consistently can close that gap, does not give you the pushing power. So it's not Penta trying to go for a very strong early to mid game draft, but rather going for a lane dominating draft. Monkey King can still be played in a lane dominating fashion, not even maxing Jingle Master, but getting a simple point early on. Shadow Shaman very effective at canceling any sort of tower dive by the team Singularity guys. Blazemon himself on the Venomancer in the mid lane, like we commented, and of course should be able to dominate the mid lane much more effectively than Venomancer dominates that bottom lane, or safe lane rather. And right now we'll see probably a build of 1-1-3 as opposed to typical 2-2-2 on the Venomancer to get that going. And with that bit of snowball, you get a lot of space for the Spectre, get some hunt kills in the early game to ensure that your team does well, and from then on just a snowball like crazy. Trying to get the Spectre relevant in that late game can be a really useful draft, or can fail completely if the guys from Singularity get a proper draft strat going.
Yeah, if they will be able to win the lanes and push early, most likely Spectre won't be able to get enough of items to successfully take part in fights. Yet mid lane seems to be really tough for Singularity, in my opinion. Windranger relies too much on the Windrun as an escape in the beginning of a game, and Shadow Shaman was working pretty well against her. Plus, they got a Venomancer, and Venomancer is mostly winning this lane. I think I will favor Venomancer much more on the mid lane. So it's a tough time for Singularity, especially because Windranger is relying heavily on winning her lane in the beginning of the game, because it will be hard for her to snowball later on. But with the help of a Drow Aura, I'm not sure how's it going to...
Yeah, it depends. I mean, the Drow Ranger Aura allows you to kill the Pelagords quite decently. You're also able to have a decent range on the Windranger, very nice attack animation, so that helps you out against the Venomancer for obvious reasons. And of course, you do have the help of the Rubik and Disruptor. The good thing about running a position 4 that is not so dependent on farm or getting kills, like for example Monkey King, Slaughter, Ogre Magi, traditional position 4s nowadays, is that you can actually gank much more often and secure the lane for your heroes without the necessity, or by sacrificing your experience. As Rubik does want to get that level 6, of course, is ideal, but if you do run him in less experience heavy position, it's okay, and you can actually rotate in much more to sacrifice your farm and your experience for your carries, which in this case is definitely necessary, like you say, because that Venomancer is going to be a very annoying hero.
Yeah, for some Singularity, they got two very greedy supports, both Disruptor, as you mentioned, and Rubik. They really heavily rely on getting their level 6 fairly early. The earlier, the better. And Rubik in a roaming position most likely won't succeed that much in ganking. Monkey King is already jumping around the mid lane, searching for probably a good opportunity to snipe the career or get a kill on one of the lanes. And what's... poor Earthshaker. He's actually suffering so much against the Penta lane.
I mean, the Earthshaker is one of Aximal's best heroes, so I'm not too worried about this guy having a huge impact. However, something that is important here is that, oh, Aximal might just get destroyed. In comes Boogie, the help from the Monkey King. There's the Primal Spring. Are they going to go on the Earthshaker in time? He has a Fissure, that's all he's got, and the Shackles with the Vision. Yeah, that's a dead Aximal. Oh, maybe not. Fissure trying to run away, but they do cut the tree down, so this Monkey King will not be... Oh, did he cut his own tree down? Yeah, that's unfortunate. They just completely trolled him there and destroyed him. I mean, you just have to play really defensively against this lane. There's no way you're going to win against a Spectre Shadow Shaman, so you just play defensively, try to get some farm out of the jungle. That's it.
And even though we were discussing like how much Windrange actually suffers on the mid lane against Venomancer, but hey, look at this. Nish is getting an insane advantage with his draw aura. He's getting much more lost hits and denies, so... Huh. That's pretty nice. Yet Nish is only level 2 now, and Blazeman already level 3. But it feels like when Blazeman will get more levels, it will be more tough for Nish. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, look at this. Poor own me have to get back. He's being zoned out, but this 3 ranged heroes on the bottom lane. That's a nightmare for any kind of a melee offlaner, and he has to hide in the jungle, yet they're going on a hunt. He got no mana for a Burrow Strike, but it feels like Singularity is sparing him. And yeah, Exotic Deer, no threat for him.
The top lane again with a haste. There's no way Urshiga can make it out of here alive. What? I've never seen an Immortal. That is huge. Oh my god, it's beautiful. That is actually really cool. Wow. Anyway, sorry, that caught me by surprise, but Axmo there did not die, actually, surprisingly. The help from Eliza is just now coming to this top lane. That's what we were talking about, what I was talking about earlier with the position 4, right? So, since you have 2 position 5s, essentially, or 2 heroes that are relatively weak and don't really need that experience or gold too much in the early game, as they can just kind of snowball afterwards, they are able to gank these lanes much more, help your offlaner a bit more, and especially give Axmo all that farm necessary. So, he's able to take creeps near his tower, not die to the shackles, and play slightly more aggressively as the Wind Ranger is left alone in this mid lane and is currently destroying Blazemon by getting a bit more denies than him, but more importantly, all those Plague Lords he constantly keeps killing, right? That's a very important factor for a Wind Ranger. She has enough attack damage to deal with those creatures. Yeah,
and she's getting additional gold, but Blazemon, at least he's trying to deny these wards with another ward. Sometimes he's succeeding, sometimes he's not, unfortunately. Meanwhile, he has the rotation on the mid lane from Monkey King, but I'm not sure if they will be able to kill Nisha. He still got plenty of mana plus 8 magic wand charges. Will be hard to burst him down, and with his level 6 and focus fire, and Drow is only level 3 sadly, but still, that's a pretty huge threat to Blazeman. It will be quite enough of damage from side of Nisha to kill him.
It's for Nisha, honestly, with right now, being able to kill Venomancer is almost a no-go because of the Plague Lords also zoning you out a lot, and you would put yourself in a very, very dangerous position. And it's not like Rubik and the Disruptor can really help you too much until they get the necessary levels, in this case, level 3 at the very least for Disruptor. But at least they're securing the lanes for the rest of their team, and Dry Ranger is also doing a pretty decent job of farming. If he didn't miss so many last hits, which has been happening constantly for Exotic Deer, just unfortunate, he'd been doing much better against the Spectre in comparison, as he has got pretty much free farm for the past couple minutes. Now we'll see Nisha though. He's gonna be stopped by Promo Spring. I mean, they're just getting vision of him. Even Owned Me is coming in. Burst Strike onto the Rubik. Just a bit of harassment. Nisha might want to punish this, but yeah, Rubik doesn't get him with telekinesis in time.
It's pretty interesting that Owned Me actually chose to rotate mid lane instead to switch completely to jungle. He got 2 points in Burrow Strike, so probably he expected to get a possibility of a kill somewhere, and he takes it. He makes a decision of trying to rotate and get more levels though. Finally, here comes a Caustic Finale on level 4 for him. I'm not sure why did he decide to rotate instead of getting levels on in the jungle though. But when 2 supports actually moved from side of a Singularity, meanwhile on the top lane they actually found Monkey King, bursted him down, and yeah, they sacrificed Monkey King for a couple of levels for Sand King.
I mean, that's not, well, not a couple of levels, just a bit of experience. I think it's a good idea that the Owned Me got that much of experience. You're right. However, Monkey King is going to slowly lose impact. He did not go for the Jingle Mastery build too early, so he didn't really go for lane dominating. He's not having too much of the impact you expect from Monkey King early on, and you don't have that boost once you get to level 6. However, Exotic Deer might just get destroyed here. DNC going to go on to him, Nisha getting a kill in the mid lane, and the Gust might just save Exotic Deer. There's the Mango eaten, Owned Me, gets him with a Burrow Strike, Boogie with the Shackles. Do they have enough damage? Yes, they should. Jingle Mastery is ridiculous, and Exotic Deer just... You can smell his tears from here. Well, that's how powerful they are. And they will get the kill against the enemy carry.
Well, kill for a kill, and it feels like Singularity are suffering more from this kill, to be honest, even though they get a lot of an advantage and additional gold. For Nisha, Drow is one of these heroes who is pretty sensitive to being shut down early in the game. Blazeman will get a possibility to catch up and farm with his Plague Ward somewhere around this sweet spot with 3 camps. He's farming fairly fast, much faster than Drow, in my opinion, so it will be easier for him at least to come back into the game, but when you're playing against Drow, that's problematic.
That is very true, because Drow, just even if she doesn't win by that much in form... Oh, glimpse. The silence as well. There's no jumping onto trees for this little monkey. Exotic Deer, though, gets stunned out. Kasser wants to help out and sees the opportunity to just kill old me instead. Yep, you saved the Monkey King by the expense of your own life. How do you feel, Sanking? You're the offlaner. You just can't die right now. Monkey King just ensures the kill for him in the mid lane. Nisha alone, using the double damage rune, gets the kill into Venomancer. Actually rushed against the Plague Wars, though, but this is what we're talking about. There's way too much zone out. He has to run away. There's the shackles for the Shadow Shaman, but right away from those wards, and there's no TPs. Nisha will need to survive this. Uses the bottle, actually finds the way. Oh no, what a great haunt there by the Spectre. It was a really good juke. Really clever juke there, but that was a really good haunt as well by Penta. And they might even get a double kill onto Kasser in the mid lane. Skitter, gonna stop move telekinesis, is why you don't dive towers against a Rubik. There's a TP from the Wind Ranger. Skitter's committing to this though, says I might as well. Actually, that's not Wind, that's Drow. Skitter wants to get that kill, and we'll get it with the dispersion in the end. But the tire will kill him eventually, and they also kill the courier as a result. Seemed like a bit of tunnel vision there.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's really beneficial for Spectre to dive that far for a Rubik kill, give away the courier plus your Urn, so you're losing your stats for the beginning of the game. It's not that good, and I'm not sure if Penta will be able to fight properly without this haunt. It gives them too much. Spectre should be somewhat in the AFK state on the top lane, trying to get more levels and items before her next haunt. And on the bottom lane, there was another kill on the poor owned me.
I mean, what's really good about this little spec, that was a really good play into the haunt, tried to get the kill on the Wind Ranger, but then playing so aggressively, maybe that'll teach her a lesson, essentially, not to do that. The haunt early on is used as a very cheesy, essentially what people in public call a kill steal, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Get the kills early from the supports, try to amplify your farm, because as a farmer you're deplorable, and try to win that way while you AFK farm a bit for the rest of the game. But if you're giving up these kills to the enemy team, you're losing all this AFK farm you're acquiring, because it's all unreliable gold, and you're pushing way too hard for absolutely no reason. And that gives a lot more game to a Drow Ranger strat.
Yeah, that's true. And there's already a 2k gold advantage from side of Singularity, I guess, thanks to Nisha. He's fairly farmed though, 2k ahead from the Blazeman and 1k ahead from Spectre. And now Blazeman is granting even more farm for this Wind Ranger with his Plague Wards. Feels like Nisha is more benefiting than suffering from it.
Yeah, it does seem like Wind Ranger's not having much trouble with this. It's just, she gets the power shot, gets a bit of vision, attacks the Plague Wards. Even if she does have a ward on the high ground, doesn't really need it, because the power shot, of course, that extra vision is very, very useful. I mean, you only get 17 gold per ward, but you deal enough damage for a hit to do that. However, really good control by Blazeman of these wards, I gotta admit. Like, there's a reason why he plays so much Venomancer. He keeps getting denies with them, which is kind of rare to see in a Venomancer, especially because we see him now as a carry a lot. This is why the mid lane Venomancer usually works, but he hasn't been able to take the tower down yet, or even touch it, actually. So this shows Nisha's domination of the lane.
He's constantly spamming power shot, and he prioritizing not only hitting creeps but also harass Blazeman, so he's forced to bring himself a salve all the time, and he actually decides to go for a Hand of Midas. Well, I guess the late game is super beneficial for Penta, especially with the Spectre, one of the strongest late game heroes. So if they will be able to defend high ground, then I guess with Sankey, Monkey King, and Venomancer, it will be really hard to go high ground for Singularity, unless they will make some kind of a team wipe or some kind of a very decent fight before that. Going high ground against the Plague was maybe not the easiest idea, but probably they will have a couple of Dragon Lances even. Well, not sure about the Dragon Lance on Wind Ranger though, but for sure on Drow, standing on the low ground, probably you will get a couple of misses, but at least you will be in safety with the defense from side of your supports.
I mean, these guys from Singularity do have a lot of teamfight. Actually, I would even argue they might have more teamfight than Penta, because the Earthshaker versus Sanking is more useful. They're pretty equal, but you have the Static Storm, of course, from the Disruptor. Well, whereas the Shadow Shaman is more of a ganking support. Okay in teamfights, but really low range spells for him to actually be that useful. Monkey King's teamfight is more of a zone out ability than actual really a lot of damage compared to a Rubik, and it can also steal your staff. Might not be that useful. So they should be able to get like smoke and kills and just finish them off. And it is to a Spectre is a really good late game carry, but with a recent, or not recent, but relatively recent nerfs to his agility gain and whatnot, he's not that good anymore because his stacking is so deplorable for him. His illusions really rely on getting a bunch of items, so it's hyper late game when he starts being more relevant. And you're still up against a Wind Ranger that could crush you with your Haunt and illusions. So I kind of see Singularity just taking advantage of this draft for now. They even gain some towers. Penta needs to take some of these engagements early on in the game. They can't just wait till late. And oh, on me. Haunt as well. This is exactly what I was talking about. They take an early kill, and Skitter continues. The beautiful Spectral Dagger hits Exotic Tears, slows him down, but a Shackle Shot plus Axmal Stun. Where are you going, Skitter? They say Echo Slam to kill him off, and now it's a dead Spectre. Meanwhile, the Shackles come out, stop Axmal from moving, but on me went into a suicidal state, and actually just died to the Thunderstrike damage. And you also stop the Monkey King, shackled to a tree. Nisha is making all the plays. Another shackles from Boogie that will only ensure his death, as Axmo will survive all these tower hits and even get his Blink Dagger in the process of this team fight. Nisha is now able, with a double damage, to take another tower. And the pushing starts by Singularity. These are the engagements they wanted to look for.
Yeah, even though there was a buyback on the Disruptor, but it's no big deal, especially on the spot early in the game. They got 4 kills for that, and probably they'll get more in the mid lane. Exotic Deer keeps on fighting. Here comes the Poison Noah from Venomasa. He's being shut down. Kaiser dies here. Skitter most likely will get another kill. -3. Oh wow! Triple kill for Blazemon, even though he's dead. At least Spectre. You know, Skitter is really sad now. It feels like, imagine like how good would it be for him to get all these 3 kills. It will boost him so hard in terms of farming.
See, what's interesting there is that if you consider the fact that Plague Wards were the ones that killed the heroes, as opposed to Skitter himself, that means that the assist gold was only divided among one person, which is actually almost equal to the kill gold. So Skitter benefited a lot from those kills because the assist gold essentially was not given to Venomancer whatsoever, but he still got those kills, so it was actually really well divided among them too. So that was a really good play in the end by Penta. Now killing Venomancer himself, that's a really good shackle shot. You really can't stop this amazing Wind Ranger from Nisha. But hey, Skitter is doing a really good job using his Haunt and getting those easy kills essentially in the early game. Now trying to put some pushing power now that he got the illusion rune by pure chance. And see if he can put some pressure onto this lane, get a bit of farming. However, with the TPs, it's going to be really hard. All the TPs, rainbow of TPs. Static Storm finds this Spectre, wants to find the kinetic field, but is stuck there. The Dispersion ends up killing this poor Disruptor again. In comes the Monkey King, no Wukong's command, a fissure onto 3, and he actually managed to stun the Monkey King for far too long. He's going to lose his life. Nisha trying to find Skitter. Does he have a shackle shot? He can't finish him off in time, and Rubik jumps from a tree only to his death as Boogie is punished with the final shackle shot. They can't kill the Spectre, but they do murder everyone else.
That was fairly good shackle shot in the very beginning by Nisha, but unfortunately that the cooldown is so high on the shackle shot. Could it be a very beneficial fight for Singularity? Well, it was beneficial, but even better, you know. What's interesting that Wind Ranger actually gone for Hood of Defiance. A lot of players actually skipping this item because they think that it's completely useless. But hey, look at this. There is already a Sanking and Venomancer. Here comes the Epicenter. He's using Hood, and oh, look at this. Oh wait. Did he cancel it? What? What happened? There was a glimpse? There was a glimpse on the Sanking? It feels like? Yeah, that actually saved Nisha.
What a shackle shot, the combination from Axmo, the coordination is there, DNZ stuck in the circle of death, and he's gonna stun everyone. Now the Haunt, the first strike up to 3, they want to turn this around, but nobody's dying just yet because Spectre doesn't get any of the damage. The Echo Slam, they want to turn this around again, and maybe they kill Spectre. Yes, they do, with the damage from Nisha, a glimpse to bring back on to me. He burst strikes, tries to call the Wind Ranger, one more power shot onto the trick, but no, he wind runs in time, saves himself from the caustic finale damage, and with that, Penta eSports almost turning the team fight around, but that Haunt in the middle of so many enemies, not what you want to do. You don't get the desolate damage whatsoever, and Spectre without items, it just sucks. Boogie can a power shot to death. That infused raindrop saves his life, and a glimpse will do absolutely nothing to turn that TP around for Blazemon.
Well, it's time to back off for them. Well, let's think about this. What's actually pretty interesting that first of all, Hunt plus Earthshaker is not the best combination which you can possibly get, and Axmo already proved that. So that was probably a mistake, not a mistake, but something you can't really change for the side of Penta. Plus, with plenty of targets, Wind Ranger can get an easy shackle shot. That's also very important. There are a lot of double beautiful shackle shots from Nisha in this game.
I mean, the Wind shackle shots, they weren't really good. A lot of them have been kind of chance, to be honest. Getting double shackle shots when you don't see the other hero is more of a, I hope. You know, not to take credit away from this Wind Ranger, but it is one of those spells that has the weirdest incarnation. Even if you play it a lot, you just can never really tell what's behind them because of how the spell works itself. But we'll see soon. There's the Disruptor, stunned out, shackle shot to the tree, another beautiful shackle shot. See, we'll keep getting them. There's the dead Sanking. And Disruptor himself, they're gonna kill the Shaman as well. Axmo, man, those fissures. Now going to this Venomancer. Here's the Poison Nova, but hits nobody. And this Monkey King stuck to the tree that he loves so much. Jump on it now, they say, as they destroy him. Now, the Axmo actually matches with TP. Skitter is alone in the trees. He actually killed Elias just barely. But that doesn't really matter to Nisha, as he still wants to get the kill on the Spectre. Skitter doesn't have any extra movement speed anymore, and he wants to get that shackle properly. There goes the only tree there, and he actually manages to shackle him. The burst like stolen, and Skitter is dead. Why would you run in the only direction of a tree? He was trying to take it off with the quelling. Oh no, he doesn't have it on. I don't know what the idea there was.
Well, I guess there was simply no escape for
I think what he wanted to do was go behind the tree, try to use the vision to TP away, because he did TP, but that was super hard.
Yeah, plus there's a power shot to grant additional vision for Singularity. There was already a Rubik, plenty of spells to cancel your TP, so... Well, 23 to 13, 10 kills ahead for Singularity. Yeah. That's quite good, but... Even with the draw strat, 17 minutes in, mostly we see some kind of a situation that Raxes are already falling, or at least one lane of towers is destroyed. But hey, they're all tier 2 standing from side of Penta, and it feels like, even though Singularity are getting a lot of kills, Hunt.
Okay, Skitter, why onto the Disruptor? He's committing, Kinetic Fuel stops him though, and there's a double damage onto this Wind Ranger. Yeah, it's a good thing that they're not prepared. Oh, they want to continue this. Monkey King going in. Can Axmo punish this somehow? He has a fissure. He very clearly wants to go in. Fissure will find this Shadow Shaman. There's the Enchant Totem as well. Glimpse to bring him back. Telekinesis. And in the end, all they did was sacrifice the Shadow Shaman. That was a weird Hunt. Yeah. Okay, Axmo wants to even the score. He's like, hey guys, let me go high ground up against a Venomancer. Seems like a good idea. Regrets his choices.
Good idea for Nisha.
Yeah, and now Nisha coming onto the Venomancer. Actually, he went for the right point. Epicenter does catch the Rubik. Will finish him off with that stab from the Monkey King. Sanking stuck in the Static Storm. He's been silenced. Axmo going in onto him again. Enchant Totem and destroyed the Sanking. Seems like it was all a diversion tactic. Go high ground. Seems like you don't know what you're doing. And then boom, Wind Run from behind. And Wind Ranger attacks you and destroys you. Perfect play.
Well, the problem is for Penta, there was not a single fight, to be honest, where the execution was proper from their side. Like, take a look at this. They got a Poison Nova, Hunt, plus Epicenter. Heroes from side of Singularity are fairly squishy, but hey, they are managing to get a -4 from side of Penta every single time and benefit. But, well, finally, they're taking objective because most of the previous fights wasn't followed up with the any towers taken, yeah, from side of Singularity. Even though they did -4, hey, all the towers were standing. Well, now they're getting a kill on Monkey King, and it feels like
even stole Bound to Strike as well, which is a very valuable ability for Rubik. 0 cast point for it, which means boom, immediate, super long range stun, and Rubik. I mean, usually he stands away from the team fight anyway. He doesn't get this the jumping tree skill, right? So he doesn't get to do the primal spring, and it's so cool. But the tree dance essentially. But Boundless Strike is really useful if you're standing behind, as the long range helps you a lot. And with the drums, it actually helps him position himself better for a very cheap item. Like now you're going for the 4-step himself. Yep. So really good steal actually. In let's see, in the mid lane, there's like a little bit of the face off.
Most likely everything will be alright. Sound being get a blink tag about Axmo is a pretty hard target to kill. You got his 4-step. And there's also a Queso here. What I really like about Drums and Rubik, that it's a pretty cheap HP item for him. Also, it grants him decent stats, and when you're playing against a lot of AoE damage, yeah, getting extra HP is never bad. He also got a Cloak, and almost everyone, I guess, will have a cloak or some kind of a BKB soon, probably, on Drone Ranger.
Yes, BKB.
That would be pretty neat. And yet Skitter is alone on the mid lane. Here comes the Freeman Smoke.
Oh, Echo Slam to start this initiation. Static Storm as well. Where's your hunt? Oop. Spectre will actually turn into a ghost with this initiation, and Singularity getting a very valuable kill. Now they can actually go and start a team fight themselves without the threat of the hunt, or maybe even take a Roshan, which actually is not a bad option for these guys.
Well, they get nothing like medallion from their side, so
they do have focus fire though.
Yeah, that's true. But it's without the Aghanim Scepter. But hey, they got another plan in their mind.
Okay, yep, just kill Blazemon apparently. Oh, he's like, please, just let me go. Don't close me here, guys. Guys, don't leave me. Then he finally gets away, plays them on, but the guys from Penta have a different tactic. They want to do the little wraparound. Blazemon stuck in the connect field. He's been left alone again. Another beautiful fissure by Axmo, and Blazemon will die to the Thunderstrike. Eventually, Poison Nova doesn't do much there. They kill two in the backlines, and this wraparound works amazingly for Singularity. Not only to me, the only surviving member of this team for this top engagement. Tried to TP away by blinking. Really clever play there. However, I mean, man, this Axmo... I gotta admit, this game, he's their stand-in, mind you. Yesterday, Singularity was saying, guys, we can't find a stand-in, we don't know who to get. You know, they eventually find Axmo, and you think, they've never played this dude, they actually don't. How are they gonna coordinate with him? Amazing synergy. It's like they've been born together, you know, they're twins, and they know exactly what each other's thinking. Really well played by these Polish team.
Yeah, they're playing fairly well now, but it's finals. It's two best teams in the ProDota Cup, so no wonder they should play well. We expect them to play well, and here comes the Roche. There is a hunt up. Skitter actually runs in. He may try to make a guess. They got no poison on, but Epicenter is up, and it should be enough to finish off Singularity. Nisha should run away faster.
Oh, Glimpse brings back Mr. Sanking, so he can't force anything onto Nisha. Really good Static Storm to zone out the enemy team. And Venomancer walks into it because he wants to take a bit of damage, because why not? Blazemon just being tickled by a Static Storm slightly. They start at the end of the line here. This would be really dangerous if you want to keep fighting. The Shrine, though, is available. They're waiting for the Disruptor. They smoke up in Shrine, but they smoked up under a ward, so this is not a surprise attack by any means. They know where they are.
Yeah, but there is no haunt, only Epicenter.
That is true. That is true, but I mean, there's only level 1 epi, actually. That's only 660 damage. Not that much. Let's see what they do. Monkey King. Always looks like an illusion with that Arcana. It's horrendous. And he wants to initiate. They have vision with a Spectral Dagger. Oh, Spectre almost gets stuck there. They continue fighting. The idea is to hunt someone down. Penta can't take the Roshan themselves alone. They have terrible Roshan taking skills. It takes them ages with the Plague Ward.
Yeah, but they're zoning out Singularity. They are not farming or anything, and hey, with the Blazeman and his Plague Wards, they're actually doing this. Oh, poor Monkey King! Got kicked off from his tree! Old me defends his teammate.
Yeah, this Roshan. Oh, Echo Slam to 4! And that's a dead Monkey King, now followed by the Venomancer and the Shadow Shaman. 3 dead! Even his own team applauds Axmo right out of left field. Nobody knew he was coming in, and that's a free Roshan. Thank you for the wards, they say. They clear him out, you know, free gold for everyone. And this Roshan will certainly fall when it's so low on HP.
Axmo is playing absolutely amazingly in this game. Great Echo Slams, and they're managing to turn every single fight almost in their favor. Singularity seeming very strong now. They got 10k gold advantage, but game is going further and further into the late game. Spectre, maybe not the most farmed hero, yet top 3. And they still didn't manage to crack a high ground with the draw strat.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're getting all these kills, honestly. Axmo is winning the game, and now you're going to start doing the 5-man push, already getting another tier 2. And that also means, by the way, I mean, usually you say, yeah, it's bad, and it is bad that they're not taking towers. But if you look at the 11k goal advantage, that's without taking towers. So that's... Oh, Spectre? No, that was a bad twins. I don't think Exartier can catch him in time. I mean, Exartier is playing a very aggressive build, essentially trying to go for kills more than actually going for towers, and that's working out for them because there's all this gold waiting in this tier 2s. They can take it really rapidly, and with an 11k advantage, usually on a draft strat you say, right, but that's because they have a tower advantage. The other team can still come back. This time, much harder. This time, it's much harder to do that because the enemy team still has the same amount of gold left in the towers, per se, all this potential gold in the structures.
Yeah.
And that's a big factor to consider when looking at the advantage here of the draft strat.
Yeah, next item going to be a Silver Egg. damage
Oh,
against Spectre. On the Ranger, there's already Aghanim sub on Wind Ranger, almost level 20. And with this Wind grants invisibility, there will be even more surprising shackles. Oh, they knew that there is a ward here. Oh, maybe that was a good idea.
Do they find someone? The objective seems to be the Rubik first. They try to kill him. Telekinesis, the Gust. The coordination is here. Castor says, I can fight the Shackle Shot onto 2. What a beautiful Shackle Shot. Has the Spectre in the epicenter. Only finds a Drow Ranger. The Echo Slam now stops the Shadow Shaman. Totem to the face. The 2 supports are down. Sanking is as well. And now Castor survives this. Actually jukes in the trees. It's a team wipe. Nobody is dying for Penta eSports. Oh, for Singularity, sorry. Everybody's dying for Penta eSports as they team wiped him off the face of the map.
I actually really like about Exmo that he is not he was patiently waiting for his Echo Slam in that fight, tried to position himself very well, and then bam, hits right the spot. I was surprised at how Kessa survived this, but hey, with the Hood of Defiance he absorbs a lot of magical damage, so
yeah, I mean, that Hood of Defiance, that casual hood that used to be popular back when Teamers used to be played and got a recent buff with the active. He's so clever, Nisha. You're fighting against a Venomancer. You know the Spectre's going to take a long time to get online. Even if he goes go for the Radiance build, that's also magical damage. And until he gets that Radiance, until he gets that Manta style and actually can hit you with his physical damage and his pure damage, it's going to take a long time. Meaning that Wind Ranger gets this insane amount of sustain out of just a simple item that costs 1800 gold. That's a 4-step. That's not even a 4-step. And you also got a Maelstrom early to increase your farm. You get the Aghanim's with the good timing. And with the current movement speed buff, and of course that Wind Run itself, you don't actually need that mobility as much as old Wind Ranger did. And no, Skater, please, get away from the trees. Away from the trees! And that Shackle Shot won't hit, thank Christ. And Nisha decided to run away. The Hex, nope, you're gonna stop him. Glimpse, we're gonna bring back the Shadow Shaman. Maybe they could have killed him there, but hey, yeah. Eliza just wants to troll him at this point.
Well, I guess they need to secure that Nisha won't lose his Aegis early, because it's a pretty decent advantage for them, and with this Aegis he can play much more aggressive. 30 seconds to hunt from side of a Penta, and maybe if they will combine their spells actually all together, at least once, they will be able to burst down SNG, but there are too many items from side of SNG. There is plenty of hoods. Maybe one day we will see a BKB, but actually, hey, why do they need a BKB? Drow Ranger got literally 0 items against the magical damage. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Axmo tries to run away. There is a 4-man behind the Spectre. You know that probably he's a sweet kill for Singularity, but why do you need to kill the Spectre if you can kill the objectives? In the end, it's all doesn't depend how many heroes you kill. It depends when the throne is falling.
Of course.
The objective is sweeter.
And that's why Nisha is just trying to go for the rack straight up. What would his Haunt do? It's tickling. Oh, actually, it kills Disruptor. No more Static Storm. Telekinesis stops this Monkey King. And they will survive this. There is the ultimate from the Monkey King. The Echo Slam onto 3 again. Axmo turning this team fight around. They actually Yule Scepter him up. But the Spectre goes down already. Nisha is cleaning the floor with the enemy team. Blazemon, the only surviving member, will be power shot to death. And that is such a psychological damage. The GG will be called. The Polish team, Singularity, they win. They win the ProDota Cup, the EU version. Those 2,000 euros are theirs, and they prove themselves that even with a stand-in that they hadn't played before, their coordination there is there. They're true Dota players that can turn around any engagement. And despite coming in with a 1-win disadvantage, they still win the 3 games to win this best of 5. And I mean, what a game, Singularity. You made me. I became a fan of yours during the course of this game. Thank you so much for such amazing Dota.
Yeah. Game was absolutely spectacular, and that was one of the most confident wins we've seen for quite a while. So that's a well-deserved victory. Congratulations to Team Singularity. They proved us that even with a standing, doesn't matter. Yeah, if you're a good team all in all, you can do whatever, even if you get minor issues in the end.
With that, guys, we will be saying goodbye for today, but not before we actually do a slight giveaway for our sponsor, XBet. Before we do so, allow us to say goodbye as casters. My name is DSwordfish. I'm here with Vätte, and you can follow us on Twitter at DSwordfish and at VatteDota. We'll put the links in the chat, and I'll leave you guys with my co-caster, Vätte, who will be putting up the giveaway here. Everything, of course, being recorded. And, of course, you guys, if you want to watch the VODs, do follow me or her on Twitter. I'll be linking them later on today, so you guys can watch them on YouTube in case you guys had issues with the Smashcast. I know some people did, so do not worry. That way you can see it even without the lag and whatnot, because I actually re-record all the matches that my internet fixed down, because I find that unfair, as it is a final after all. That said, I'll leave you guys with my co-caster as she does a little giveaway for the stream.